Hey there, welcome back. I'm Michelle and thanks so much for being here. Today's reading will be all about your career. So if you're new to these readings, I've pulled out 3 cards that you can choose from. You can choose the card you're feeling most drawn to and then check the description for timestamps so that you can jump ahead to your reading. So let's have a look at the 3 cards. Card number 1 is Balance. Card number 2 is Space. And card number 3 is Reflection. So just take a moment to feel into which card you're being most drawn to. It could be the word or the image or the color on the card, but just go with your gut feeling. If you are being drawn to more than one card, feel free to watch whichever ones you're being called to watch, because sometimes there are additional messages that are meant for you. Of course, it is a general reading, so not every message will resonate with you. Just use your intuition to guide you. You'll know something is meant for you because it will feel like a confirmation to what you've already been feeling. So take as much time as you need to decide which card is the right one for you, and then you can head over to the description box to find your reading. And I will see you there. Hello and welcome to everyone who chose card number 1, which was our balance card. So I'm sure if you picked this card, you are looking for more balance in your career, whether it's more of a work-life balance or maybe just more balance in the actual tasks that you do on a daily basis or something like that. But let's have a look at some tarot cards and see what messages we can get around your career, group 1. Okay, we're starting with victory and success. So a great sign there with regards to your career. Looks like things will definitely be improving and working out for you. You'll be successful in whatever you're currently working towards in your career. What else do we have for group 1? Recognition and reward. So some really positive cards coming out so far. So I feel like whatever you are currently working towards in your career, whether it is like a promotion or maybe you're looking to get a new job or just working on a project in your career, I feel like you will be definitely rewarded for that. You'll be recognized for the hard work that you are currently putting into your job. Let's see what else we've got for you. Okay, we've got crown chakra. So this is about connecting to your higher self, connecting to like divine wisdom or source energy. It's about feeling more in alignment. So I feel like maybe some of you are looking for something that is going to bring you a lot of fulfillment. You're wanting to feel more aligned in your job, feel like it's something that is maybe tied to your purpose. So I feel like there's maybe more interest lately in connecting with your higher self, connecting with your intuition, connecting with your inner wise self, as I say, to ensure that the work that you're doing brings value and meaning to your life. Okay, let's do another card. Okay, and then we've got patience and planning. Okay, so if there are some changes that you are wanting to make over the next little while, this card is letting you know that it will take some time and it will take you really sitting down and creating a plan, creating those action steps that you need to take, figuring out what steps you need to take. And with this card, I always say, good things take time sometimes, right? So it's about creating a solid foundation going forward. Something that's going to bring you a lot of success, a lot of rewards, a lot of alignment, something that's going to feel really good, but it's going to take some time. And so don't worry about that. Don't get frustrated or put off by the fact that it might take some time, because it's something that's ultimately going to be worth it. Let's do a few more cards here for you, group 1. Okay, we've also got fulfillment of wishes. So as you can see on this card, it looks like somebody's graduating. So some of you might be graduating from school. Maybe you're going back to school to do a degree or your master's or some sort of other certification. So you might either be finishing that or you might be contemplating doing that. And so if that's something that's been on your mind, this is a little nod that you might want to go ahead and, take that class or take that program, because it looks like it will be very rewarding for you. Again, lots of success here, lots of recognition for the work that you're putting in. For those of you that are not thinking about going to school or taking a class or something like that, I feel like this is probably an indication that your career is leveling up soon, that you are sort of ready for that next step, that next phase in your career. Okay, then next we have accelerated motion, another really great card. This card is about gaining momentum in your career. The key piece to this card is really being in alignment with what you want, and finding your North Star, so to speak. So, really finding that thing that lights you up, that makes you feel on purpose, that makes you feel aligned, and then really focusing on that. And when you put your attention on that, all of your energy is going towards that thing, and that's going to really speed things up for you, create that momentum in your career. So the idea here is really just finding what that thing is that you feel really in alignment with, and then focusing your energy on that. And I'm also getting the message that that's really how you can create some balance as well, is by just narrowing your attention so that you're not necessarily looking at all the things. You're really kind of focusing in on one thing to give your energy and attention to, and that thing is going to be the most rewarding for you, and that you can take your time with it. Take time to plan things out and work towards it bit by bit. It doesn't have to be a rush, but I feel like the more you're doing that, the more you're going to actually gain momentum and things will actually speed up for you. Okay, let's do a couple more cards here. Okay, we've got Memories of Love. This card is about nostalgia. So the message that just popped in my head with this card, it's not necessarily the meaning of this card, but this is what just kind of popped into my mind, is that if you are trying to think about what that thing is that lights you up, what that passion is, or what feels in alignment, think back to some of the past things that you've done. You could go back to childhood, the things that you really enjoyed, but you could also think about different projects that you've done or work that you've done in the past, and what parts of it really lit you up. What parts did you really love? What parts do you still remember from back then that you really enjoyed? And those are the kind of clues that you can look at for future jobs, for future, if a different position or a change of direction slightly or something like that. I'm not feeling like a huge change of direction here. I'm feeling more like it is tweaks. Like I feel like you're already kind of on the right path. But maybe there's some tweaks that you need to bring in more balance and more focus and dedication to sort of one area of expertise and growing one, like focusing on mastering kind of one area or something like that. But yeah, really look into your past and what things lit you up, what brought you joy, what did you really love about past endeavors. Okay, one more card. Okay, and we've got mental conflict. So that does tell me that you are feeling a little bit stressed about this, that you are trying to make a decision and maybe you're just not super clear about what that next thing is or what that next level is going to look like. Also, because it's under patience and planning, it's making me think that maybe if you're experiencing some delays or it's going a little bit more slowly, you might be taking that as a sign that you're not on the right path, and that's not necessarily true. So I feel like you do have to have patience. To me, this is really showing that you are on the right path. There might be some, minor tweaks, like I said, as you connect more, as you really kind of go back and look at your past and what has brought you joy and what has felt like it's aligned for you. So there might be some tweaks, there might be some work that's still being done to kind of get to that next level. But I think you've actually got it more than you think. So don't be stressed out or don't be worried if it's taking a little bit longer. Victory and success and recognition and reward are definitely coming for you. So I do feel like things are going to work out. They're already kind of in motion. And it's more just about narrowing that focus and tweaking the direction slightly if you need to, based on what you feel would be right for you and what feels most in alignment. Really focus in on what's right for you, not necessarily what looks best on paper. That's the little message that I'm getting there as well. And that might be conflicting you a little bit, right? Because the logical thing might be to do this, and in your heart, you might be feeling like you need to do something else. So really focus in on those feelings, those gut feelings that you have, that intuitive feeling that you have of what's right for you. Okay, let's do a couple of oracle cards just for any last bits of information for you, Group 1. Okay, we've got Dove Spirit, Be Peace. Okay, so this is for me a little nod that you are going on the right path. You just need to be patient with yourself and not stress, not worry too much about it. Trust yourself, trust the process, trust that you are doing the things that you need to do, even if it does take a little bit longer. And I also am getting the message to, find your own peace, find your own balance. You can bring that energy to whatever you're doing. So if there is a little bit of, chaos or challenge or conflict in the workplace or anything like that, you can really embody the energy that you want to bring to it. And that energy will then spread to wherever you are. So see if you can embody peace, embody balance, embody alignment, embody the energy that you want to bring to the workplace. Okay, let's do another one here. Let's see, what else does Group 1 need to know? Okay, reconciliation. So this could be with a person, it could be with an actual job, it could be with part of yourself as well. So for example, if there has been some issues at the office, a lack of balance, let's say, or in your life, a lack of balance in your life. If you say you're trying to start a business or something like that, you can reconcile that. So if you have been concerned that you're on a little bit of the wrong path because of the lack of balance, let's say, or because of a lack of peace, this is something that's fixable. This is something that you can reconcile within your situation. I feel like for some of you, this is reconciling with yourself. So maybe if you've had some doubts, or maybe you're not sure if you're on the right path, or maybe you've been, called to do something different and you're a little bit worried about that or stressed out that it might not be the right choice. I feel like that is something that you are going to be working on and coming to terms with within yourself, and learning how to accept that, learning how to embrace it and move on from it. Okay, let's do one last card here. What else does Group 1 need to know? Okay, and we've got luck is on your side. So beautiful way to end this reading. Really positive reading for you, Group 1. I feel like if you do have any concerns, hopefully this reading has put your mind at ease and let you know that you are doing the things that you need to do. You're on the right path. You're going to see a lot of success. So I hope that this is really kind of confirmation for you that things are going to improve if you're not, totally happy with where they are. But that, you're going to have a really beautiful career ahead of you. The more you tune into what's right for you, what's in alignment for you, the more you focus in on what you want. Don't be afraid to say what you want out loud. Don't be afraid to ask for what you want. And I feel like you're really going to be recognized for the hard work that you're putting in, for the dedication that you bring, the patience that you're having, the planning that you're putting in, the leveling up that you're doing right now, the mastery that you're bringing to whatever your career is. Lots of really beautiful messages here for you, Group 1. So that is what I have for you for your career reading. I hope that you found this helpful. Thank you so much for being here as always, and I look forward to seeing you in another reading. Bye. Hello and welcome to everyone who chose card number 2, which was our space card. So really interesting card to start the reading with. I'm not sure yet whether it is requiring more space in your career so that you can have more time for other things, or whether you are currently looking to make space for your career, like for example, maybe up-leveling your career or starting a business or something like that. So I am excited to dive into your cards and see what kind of messages come through for you, group 2. So what does group 2 need to know about their career? And we're starting with harmony. So this is traditionally the Lover's card. This can speak to something coming into your life that you are really going to feel passionately about, something that you're going to have a strong connection with. This card can also speak to a choice, like having to choose between two different things. So this is also a major arcana card, which means it's something that you are kind of experiencing in your life right now, an overall theme that you're experiencing. So let's see if we can get any other clues from your other cards in this reading. Okay. Okay, we've got trapped in fear. So some of you might be afraid to move forward with something in your career. Maybe there's something that you want to do, but you have a lot of fear around kind of taking that leap. This tells me there's a lot of mental conflict. So there's a lot of things going on in your mind around this decision that you want to make, or there's something that you either want to pursue, or maybe you're not quite sure what that next thing is. But there's a lot of fears there right now, a lot of mental conflict, a lot of concerns, or stories that you're telling yourself in your mind around what might happen if you do one thing or another thing. Let's see if we can get some more answers for you, group 2. Okay, and then we've got Triumph. Beautiful. So really strong energy with this card. This is traditionally the Chariot. So lots of strong forward movement here. So this tells me that whatever, is going on in your mind right now, you will overcome it and you will be able to move forward, and you're going to be successful with whatever this thing is that you're going to move forward with. This is also a major arcana card. So I feel like, again, this is like a theme in your life right now, something that you're going through, some lessons that you're learning where you're trying to find your passion, I think, and trying to move forward with that thing. And of course there's fears, but ultimately you will be triumphant and successful with this. Let's do some more cards here. Okay, and then we've got sacral chakra. This chakra is about creativity, about expression. It can also be about building something, so wanting to really build something that you can put out into the world. It can be about relationships too. So that's interesting because we've got that harmony card at the beginning. So for some of you, there might be a relationship involved in your career that could be affecting your career. It could be a partnership, for example, a business partnership. It could be a mentor. It could be that you're changing careers because of a partner. So there's lots of different scenarios that might be happening. So again, just take what resonates for you. If none of that is applicable, then I'm feeling like your sacral chakra is just being activated right now. It's an important part that you're wanting to express, wanting to create something to put out into the world. Some of you might be writers or artists. Some of you might be building something tangible like a business, or maybe you have a career where you are building something, like you're in construction or you're an architect or something like that. But there's some sort of creative energy wanting to put something out into the world right now that's coming through. And quite strong energy for you, group 2. Okay, we've got prosperity begins. So whatever this thing is going to be fruitful for you. So you're at the stage now where you're planting seeds. Some of you might know what this thing is. You might have already started it, but again, you're just having fears around actually going through with it, or maybe you're not quite putting both feet forward for it. You're a little bit hesitant, but you are planting seeds, or you're about to plant seeds, and those seeds are going to turn into something really prosperous for you. So whatever this thing is, it's going to be abundant. Okay, next we have moving on. So I do feel like something is going to have to be left behind in order to go forward with this new thing. Again, this can speak to that decision we talked about at the beginning. There's a different path or a different direction that you need to take, something that you're more passionate about or that lights you up. As you can see in this card, there might be some sadness or some fears at leaving something behind, but look at what this person is walking towards. It's something light. It's something, you can see the leaves here. So there's new growth. There's new opportunities there. It is going to be a brighter future on this side compared to what's being left behind. So although this might be a difficult decision, or you might feel some sadness or some fears around leaving something behind, ultimately this is going to be a good decision for you. Since this is below the trapped in fear card, I do feel like that might be some of the fears that you have. It might be a fear of missing out on that thing that you're leaving behind. There could be also fears around what people might think, or whether or not you're going to be successful in this new thing, but definitely fears about leaving something behind and moving on to this new thing. Okay, and next we have throat chakra. So 2 chakra cards, and this one is all about communication. It's about speaking clearly. It could be writing as well. It could be communication through like art or something like that too. But what this is telling me is that communication is going to be very important as part of your career. Some of you might actually have communication as a part of your career. For example, if you do a lot of writing, or if you're maybe thinking about writing a book or something like that, maybe you have a blog for your business. Maybe you are doing videos to promote your business if it's a business related thing, or it might be a job that involves a lot of speaking. The other thing I'm getting from this is being able to speak up for what you want, being able to actually say your desires out loud. There's a lot of energy around desires in the sacral chakra too, and I don't think I mentioned that. So I feel like this is about really growing a confidence about you, being able to say what you want, being able to say what's on your mind, being able to share your desires, share your goals, share that thing, whatever it is that you want to express. So there might be also some fear around speaking up or around sharing something. Like, for example, if you're an artist or you're writing, you might have some fears around sharing that with the world. But again, it's right under the Triumph card. So whatever this thing is, whatever you're going to be putting out into the world is going to be well received, and it's going to strengthen you, in my opinion. It's going to be prosperous. It's going to be a new, bright direction for you. Okay, let's do one last card from this deck. Okay, and then finally we have emotional loss. So again, I feel like this is a little nod for some of you that might be going through some challenging times right now. You might have a loss that has affected you. It might be something that you're afraid to leave or afraid to move on from. Now, because this is under the sacral chakra, some of you might be dealing with a loss in a relationship. In fact, that could be a piece to this, right? Having to leave somebody behind in order to pursue something new. There could be a relationship involved in this, like we talked about, towards the beginning, like if you have to move for a partner, or if you have to leave a partner or something like that, there's some kind of, energy here that is holding you back a little bit. And so I want to be clear that whatever feelings you have, whatever fears you might have, those are all totally valid. I don't want to dismiss any of that. What you're feeling is valid. I just want to encourage you and, provide some comfort, provide some confirmation that whatever you have been considering moving on from, or this new direction, is going to be a really good choice for you ultimately. So although it might be difficult right now and painful right now, just know that it is ultimately going to result in success for you. Okay, let's have a look at a few oracle cards to see if there's any last information for group 2. What else does group 2 need to know? Okay, and we have dog spirit. Be loyal to what you love. Yes. So, really interesting card to get because I feel like that is some of that inner conflict that you're going through right now. Now, this says be loyal to what you love. So, please take that how it resonates for you. That might be being loyal to a person, but it also might be being loyal to a passion. So, again, that might have different meanings depending on what you're personally going through. So, I'm going to leave that for you to let it kind of resonate how it does. Okay, let's do another card here. Any last messages for group 2? Life purpose. So what you're being called to do is part of your purpose. Now, purpose and career don't necessarily have to go hand in hand, but I feel like for you, there is definitely some element of your purpose in this new choice that you're making for your career. I mean, you are feeling really drawn to this, really called to this. Even if it's not 100% clear right now, I feel like you have a strong feeling that there's something that you should be doing or some change that you have to make or a new direction or something like that. And that is definitely tied to your purpose. So it is no surprise that we have these major arcana cards coming up as well as these 2 chakra cards coming up because there is something that is definitely calling you right now, group 2. I feel like I just got this message with this space card around making space for whatever this thing is. So again, if that's a concern that, maybe you're not sure that you can fit this in, that it is important for you to make space for this process and for this new thing that you want to bring into your life. Okay, let's do one last card for group 2. What else do they need to know regarding their career? Okay, it's time to release negativity. So yeah, if there's any fears, if there's concerns, if there's doubts, I feel like especially around yourself, like if you're doubting yourself or your abilities in some way, or you're afraid of judgment from others or something like that, you really need to be loyal to yourself and to what is right for you and what you are passionate about. So it's time for you to move forward with this thing. And I feel like deep down, you know that already. Some of you might have already taken some actions towards this thing, like we mentioned at the beginning with the seeds. So I feel like you know this. This is maybe just the confirmation that you need to let you know that you are on the right path, that you are making the right decision by going forward with this new direction. So hopefully this will be that confirmation that you need to move forward. So group 2, that is what I have for you for your career reading. Really beautiful reading, some great energy here. It might be a little bit challenging just in terms of the emotions and all of the thoughts that you have around it right now, but just know that you are doing something that is going to move you into alignment, that's going to feel like your purpose, and it is ultimately going to bring you some good success and abundance. So I hope that you enjoyed this reading, group 2. Thank you so much for being here as always, and I look forward to seeing you in another reading. Bye. Hello and welcome to everyone who chose card number 3, which was a reflection card. So this card is making me feel like maybe you're doing a lot of reflection on your career right now. You're really thinking about what you want. Maybe you're thinking about the past and the decisions and the choices that you've made up to this point, and you are trying to use that information to move forward in your career. So let's see what kind of messages we can get for you, group 3, about your career. What does group 3 need to know? Whoop, okay, and we had love begins fallout. So I feel like there's something new that's coming into your life. Now, this can speak to a relationship, so it's possible that for some of you, a new relationship is going to come into your life, which is going to affect your career in some way. But because this is a career reading, I'm feeling like for most of you, there's going to be some sort of new direction or a new project or a new opportunity that's going to come forward that you're going to be really excited about. You're going to feel a lot of passion about this. It's going to be really fruitful for you. It's going to feel really good. So let's see if we can get some more information for you, group 3. Okay, we've got sacral chakra. This chakra can speak to relationships as well. So again, there might be a tie for some of you, but this can also speak to desires, creativity, wanting to bring something into the world. So for some of you, there's some sort of creative energy or inspiration that's bubbling up within you. There's something that you want to express. There's something that you want to bring into your life. Some of you might be creative, like artists or writers or something like that. This can also show up though as wanting to actually build something, like physically build something. Could be a business, could be a building, could be, for example, if you're an architect or something like that. So some really positive energy coming in here so far around something that you want, some kind of energy that you want to bring into your life. Okay, we also have passion ignited. So yeah, lots of passion here, lots of excitement around something, inspiration, feeling lit up by something. So if you're not quite sure what this is yet, and we'll keep going with the cards here to see if we can get some clues. I feel like there's something that's going to come into your life very soon that's going to be really exciting for you, really going to bring that passion, that inspiration, that spark to you that you're going to be really excited about. Okay, and then we've got rest and rejuvenate. So interesting. This is making me think of this reflection card. So to me, this is saying that you need still some time to reflect on this. Maybe you've had quite a busy or overwhelming time leading up to this, and maybe that's even actually what's caused you to stop and reflect. Maybe you've been asking yourself, is this actually what I want? So to me, this is saying take some time to rest, to reflect on everything in your life, to see what kind of messages come forward. This is also telling me that some of you might need to do some meditation or something like that that's going to help kind of clear your mind so that these new ideas, this new passion, this new inspiration can actually come into your life. Also, if you are kind of having a difficult time with that, and especially if you don't enjoy meditation, maybe get out in nature. Get that change of scenery. Take some time to go for walks in the woods or that kind of thing, because that change of scenery, that different environment, I think is going to help spark some ideas for you or spark some of that creative energy that wants to come through. Sometimes we can't get those messages or we can't get that information until we actually take time to rest, because we're too busy in our daily life to actually receive the information. So if that's the case for you, take some time to rest. Take some time, for a vacation if you can, or go for a hike or go for a walk if you can't take a full vacation. But that time away outside of your regular environment is going to help bring some of this information forward and spark that creative energy. Okay, and then we've got solar plexus chakra. So interesting. We've actually had quite a few chakra cards come up throughout all three readings. So for you, like this, the solar plexus chakra is all about confidence. It's about knowing yourself. It's about going for what you want. It's about feeling really in alignment and strong with what's right for you. So I feel like that's something that, again, you're working on right now. There's that creative energy that's coming out. There's something that you're desiring, and you're learning how to be confident and actually go for it and stand up for yourself if necessary and make changes that are going to work better for you. Something that's really going to feel in alignment. And we've got heart chakra. Wow. So much chakra energy going on here, which tells me that this is, a fairly major, significant thing in your life right now. This is something, some lessons that you're learning, experiences that you're gaining that are going to shift your career going forward. The heart chakra, again, that's making me think of that love begins at the beginning. So again, for some of you, there might be a relationship involved in this. But if not, I feel like it is definitely about passion. It is about something that's calling to your heart, something that you really want to express and bring out into the world that is going to light you up from within. We can see, the heart here, we can see the heart chakra here, we can see the light and the fire kind of coming from that. So all of that energy is really present here. There's something that is going to really light you up moving forward. Okay, next we have sacrifice. So this card is suggesting that some of you are worried about this new direction, that there might be too much sacrifice involved. And the thing about this is that sometimes we make the sacrifice out to be something bigger than it is in our mind. We might think it's going to take too much work, or it's going to be too hard, or you're not going to be able to do it, or whatever. But if you look at this card, there's a rainbow here. And whatever you feel like you have to sacrifice is going to be worth it. It's going to have a really beautiful result. In fact, sometimes we don't even need to sacrifice as much as we think with this card. It's like we have made something such a big deal in our mind. And then when we actually start to do it and start to move forward with it, we realize it wasn't as much work, or it wasn't as difficult as we thought. So I feel like that's a concern for you right now, that you're worried about what you might have to sacrifice, or how hard something might be, or you're worried that you might lose something by going forward with this new direction. But know that whatever sacrifice or hard work or energy that you need to put into it is ultimately going to be worth it, especially when you're in alignment with what you desire and with what you really want in your heart. When you go with your gut feelings on this, which are all these chakra cards that are coming up for you, that result is going to be worth it. Okay, one last card from this deck. What else does group 3 need to know? And we've got crown chakra. Wow. Okay, so really big energy for you, group 3. I feel like this is a major confirmation or nudge from the universe or from your higher self that you need to do the thing that's been on your mind, the thing that's been calling you. The crown chakra is all about that connection to your higher self, that connection to source or to the universe. It's about connecting to who you really are within you, that your soul, your spirit, like what's actually calling you, what will make you feel in alignment, what's part of your path and purpose. There's so much energy here around something that's calling you. And again, if you have not felt that call yet, make sure that you're taking time out for that call to be able to come to you, so that you can actually receive that guidance and receive that information. You need to do something to bring that information in, whether it's meditating or journaling or going for a walk, whatever it is. That information is being downloaded right now, and you need to be able to hear it. And this is just such a strong message that you need to go for whatever this new opportunity is, whatever this thing that's calling you, whatever you're passionate about, you really need to go for it. Okay, let's have a look at a few oracle cards and see if there's any last information we can get for you, group 3. And we've got Turkey Spirit, give with gratitude and grace. Okay, so this is telling you to have gratitude for what you currently have, to keep moving forward, to believe in yourself and enjoy the process. I don't know why I'm getting that message, but to enjoy the process, enjoy the journey, even if it might have its challenges, even if you're afraid, even if you're not sure where it's going to take you. The journey is part of the experience, it's part of the growth, it's part of what we're meant to kind of experience to bring us this thing that we're passionate about. So it's not just about the end result here for you, group 3. It's not about achieving one particular milestone in your career. It's more about the journey of being led towards something that you're passionate about. It's about learning to choose yourself, and to be grateful for all of these experiences that you're gaining and the knowledge and the wisdom that you're gaining along the way, being grateful for the opportunities that you do have, being grateful for the opportunity to go for the thing that you're desiring right now. I'm wondering if for some of you it may feel difficult right now, and in moments like that it's hard to have gratitude for the journey. It's hard to have gratitude for where you're at. But I think this message is really saying to embrace all of that, to embrace the journey and the path and the experiences that you're gaining, and embrace any hard work or embrace the process of uncovering this thing as well. Like, it's all part of your journey, and you don't have to rush it. You don't have to try to have it all figured out immediately. It's going to take some time, but part of, the experience here is actually learning to know yourself on this deep level, to trust yourself, to have confidence, to know how to choose yourself and to do the thing that you're feeling called to do. That's all part of the journey. So it's not just about figuring it out and having some sort of end result, which I think some of you may be feeling kind of frustrated about, that you just want to get to the end. You just want to feel all these things and not have to do all of the work to get there. But the work is part of the process. It's part of the journey. It's part of your experience and part of what you're kind of meant to go through to get to that place. I also just got the message that the gratitude will bring the energy that you need to your current experience. So if you are practicing gratitude and you're practicing living just every day with more passion and more excitement and more confidence and expressing what you want and bringing more joy to your everyday life, then that is part of what is going to shift this direction and bring things into more an alignment with you. Because sometimes we think it's, the specific job or a specific milestone that's going to make us feel these things, but you can actually feel these things right now by just changing your perspective on your situation. Okay, let's do another card. Okay, we've got empowerment. So I don't feel like that's a surprise with all of these chakra cards, that you are really learning to get in tune with what's right for you, be more confident, be more empowered in the choices you're making, feel like you know yourself better, and feel like you're able to do the things that are going to light you up and that are look at the circle around both of these. So there's something that here that's really lighting you up, like we've talked about, and you're being more empowered to choose that thing, to choose yourself, to choose alignment, to choose passion. Okay, let's do one final card. Any last messages for group 3? And we have a new start is coming. So we're finishing with sort of the same message that we started with, that there's something new beginning, there's something new coming into your life, a new direction, a new path, a new opportunity. Whatever it is, it's going to be really beautiful if you allow it into your life. If you let yourself get excited about it, let yourself follow your passion, let yourself express what you want, follow your heart, be confident, go for that thing. Ultimately, this is looking like it's going to be a really beautiful thing if you're willing to put in that work and that effort. So group 3, really beautiful career reading for you today. I hope that you enjoyed it and found it helpful. Thank you so much for being here as always, and I hope to see you soon in another reading. Bye.